Welcome out to Bobcat Live at Wayward Social. Yes, we are on the Gutter Point patio. Great to have you tuned in tonight. I'm Brandon Lewis. Yes, we are without Dylan Doze here tonight, and we will do just fine. Hopefully, extra claps from a few, especially Keith Stewart here tonight. Hey, thanks so much for being a part of what we're doing here at Wayward Social. Hey, if you stop out with your student athlete or your student in the Marshalltown School District, show your student ID, get a discount on food out here at Wayward Social. Also tonight, I know $3 off large pizza. Also, buy a handheld and, get half price off that burger, whatever you may be getting. So anyway, we want to say thanks for joining us if you're watching and also out here live. We're going to talk football tonight. We'll talk boys golf, also girls swimming and diving, and boys cross country. Yeah, a big full lineup here tonight. Plus, coming up tomorrow night, it is football on the road. Thursday night, under the lights, Kingston Stadium, Cedar Rapids, Jefferson the host, as they take on your Bobcats at 7:30. Pre-game show starts at 6:30. Dylan Doze will be alongside, as we'll have full coverage there from Kingston Stadium. Looking forward to that one as the Bobcats get to look and revenge a Week 1 loss against Mason City, as the Bobcats dominated Jefferson a year ago. We'll talk to head coach Adam Goodvin about that coming up in just a little bit. Last night we were on the road at Hoover, 3-0 win in dominant fashion for Kaylee Pashon. Got her 34th win overall in her 4th year as head coach for the Marshalltown Bobcats. So great performance. Cats are 2-0. Our next volleyball broadcast is coming up on Tuesday night at home against Mason City, and the Riverhawks are in town. We'll get things going from Wayward Social at Gutter Point patio next with head coach Adam Goodvin and Davis Ragland, linebacker and running back, fullback, going to be on the show when we come back right here on Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.
Sign up now for the bowling league at Wayward Social in Marshalltown. So enjoy that like you did so many times in the past. Also enjoy their outdoor patio, Gutter Point patio and bar for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. Daily lunch specials each Tuesday through Friday. Happy hours from 3 to 6 p.m. Also Tuesday through Friday. It's a great place to meet your friends after work. Whether it's bowling, dining, the arcade, or your favorite beverage, Wayward Social is the place for you on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Named Marshalltown's best pizza, Zeno's is the place to get delicious homemade pizza from scratch that the whole family will love. For some, it's a family tradition, and Zeno's Pizza is all about old-school family-owned pizza making. Zeno's respects tradition so much that they have had the same thin crust pizza recipe for over 70 years. There are a couple of ways to get your Zeno's Pizza. You can dine in, order online for pickup, or call 641-752-1245. Zeno's Pizza, 109 East Main Street, downtown Marshalltown.
It's Adventure On for Marshalltown Scouting. Adventures like backpacking, ziplining, rock climbing, canoeing, swimming, and more. Survival skills for a Scout's greatest adventure, life. Scouts give back to the community. Marshalltown Scouts have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community in our 70-plus year history. Scout leaders are highly trained in screen. Parents are a huge part of Scouting, too. Scouting provides unique opportunities available nowhere else. To learn more about Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure On.
Welcome back to Bobcat Live at Wayward Social in Marshalltown. Brandon Lewis with you as Davis Ragland and, of course, Adam Goodvin, head football coach, joining us here on the program. Practice here tonight, getting going earlier. That short week, you wouldn't think a day makes so much of a difference, but I know even for myself on the broadcast side, it's like I'm struggling to get caught up. Is that like that for both of you guys this week?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got an accelerated schedule, and
some things are tougher than others, but here we are, and we're ready to play tomorrow.
Yeah. How do you accelerate it? Like, are there just different things you cut out, or you just kind of speed up the process of installation of different things you're going to try to do against Jefferson?
It was tough. I mean, because Monday we had a JV game, so we were missing a lot of sophomores and some juniors and some guys that we have at practice with us every single day. So we had to do some install without them. We were down to about 20 kids at practice, so we were limited with what we could do. So we had to go a pretty long practice yesterday, and then a much longer day before game practice this evening.
Is it kind of surreal when you're out there practicing on the secondary field, what used to be kind of the soccer field, Davis, and then you look over and the huge scoreboard is there, and week 3 is right around the corner. You're like, okay, I got to focus on week 2, but man, week 3 is going to be awesome too. I mean, it's got to be kind of surreal to see that going on over there.
Yeah, I definitely think everyone's very excited for the new field.
Yeah, that is for sure. Have you stepped on the turf yet or not yet?
I have not yet.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to it on Monday for our first practice on it, definitely.
Awesome. So you guys got to go on the road at Jefferson. In that game a year ago, Bobcats handled the Jayhawks. Obviously, they won their first game of the season. You guys looking for that second game, get that win after the loss against Mason City last week. How do you think the response as a team has been bouncing back, trying to get refocused here for the win?
I definitely think that we're all motivated, and I definitely just feel like, we want to win this game bad. So personally, I feel like I've just been really trying to just get after it at practice, and I definitely think that's just how the whole team's been. I feel like all around we've just definitely been locked in and just looking forward to the game. Coach
Mann told me, I think it was Coach Mann, that you were really getting on some people's nerves leading up to week 1 because you were kind of getting in the backfield on the defensive side of things and disrupting the offense and the flow. So that must be something you take pride in, is being a disruptor out there on the football field.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I take pride in that.
Not a bad thing. That's why I like to play defense more. I'd rather hit somebody than be hit.
Yeah.
5 tackles last week. You had a half tackle for a loss. You ran the ball for 18 yards, kind of playing that hybrid fullback role. The mentality when you go into a game, playing both ways, how do you handle that, especially last week with a hot night?
I just try and, every single play, just give it my hardest and give it my all. And, just hit someone.
We saw you last year at the end of the year get a few carries. Did that get you thirsty for more last year? Were you really coming into this camp saying, I'm going to be a varsity starter?
Against Jefferson,
yeah.
I had a couple of big carries, and, that definitely got me looking forward to this year and running the ball and just –
You were 40 last year, right? Number 40?
Yes, number 40.
Yeah, so number 18 this year. Any inspiration behind the number change?
Personally, I actually wanted number 6, but I got 18, but I can live with it.
Coach, I don't think I've seen a 0 out there. Is there a number 0 for you guys?
No number 0s. So.
That's like Coach Prime for Colorado. He will not allow anyone to wear 0. I always like the old school philosophy there.
We just don't have it in our itineraries.
Okay. For you, when you look, because I bring it up, the stadium project has been a long time coming. On Friday night, there's going to be a ceremony kind of highlighting that. I'm sure it's kind of like you're practicing, you're going on the road, you're getting ready, but man, that's something that in the back of your mind, you're probably thinking like, man, that's going to be an awesome night for us.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Hopefully there's a lot of people that get out there and they're able to see the stadium and, get out there and walk around and get on the turf and all that. So, there's going to be, a bunch of activities and sports out there and some of the athletes. So should be an exciting night.
Yeah, a big moment for the school. I mean, new tennis project. Obviously the Roundhouse got upgraded a few years ago. Possibly on the horizon, baseball, softball. I mean, a lot of really good things going on in the school district. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best way to put it is we're all very thankful for it. We go to some of these other schools and get to play on some outstanding facilities, and to have this as our own now is extremely exciting.
One thing I wanted to talk about, because I think this is really funny. I don't know how many people actually know it, but with the stadium project, the field turf with the darker green and then the lime green is actually something that is done by your high school alma mater in Ottumwa, but they actually messed it up, and you fix that problem in this project, right?
Yeah, we learned from others' mistakes. So what they did is their end zone, and I can't remember if it's dark or light, but it might be dark. So
I think it's dark.
I think it's dark, and then the 5 from the goal line to the 5-yard line is also dark. So that means the middle of the field's light. And when they first got it, they had a lot of guys running in and thinking they scored on the 5-yard line. So we won't have that problem.
That will not be a problem. That's good. Just interesting. I mean, those are things. I mean, did you feel like it was a real thoughtful process in how the project was kind of laid out? I mean, those kind of things, those details matter.
They do. Yeah, there was a lot of meetings, a lot of time spent on it, and a lot of brainstorming, a lot of ideas thrown at the wall, and seeing what we were able to come up with. But overall, I think the majority of us are very pleased.
Yeah. Ed Miles is the head coach for Cedar Rapids. They're your opponent tomorrow night. He's in his second year, former Iowa Hawkeye linebacker. I believe he played for the Cleveland Browns.
Couple different teams.
Teams in the NFL. What do you think when you see people coming back like that? Like you look at Kaylee Pashung. She played volleyball at a high level at TCU in Iowa, and then now coaching and giving back. You played at the collegiate level. Seeing these coaches being able to give back, what's that kind of mean to you?
I think it's cool. I definitely didn't play at a level like those two by any means, but I think it's even cooler for he was an Iowa Hawkeye, a guy that played in the pros, and to come back to a school that hasn't had much success in recent years, and I think that's got to be inspiring in some way or another. So and I think it's working for them. They watching them on film, they're a much improved team than they were a year ago, and then even especially 2 years ago. So we got a challenge on our hands, but I think having a guy like that's got to be inspiring for those kids.
Mm-hmm. To have a senior quarterback, I know probably means a lot. It's just like you can't. Like I look at Dallas Salzer last year for Ames. He had a pretty good senior season and helped kind of lead them. And when you have a senior in that role, you can't replicate games, right? And so I'm sure that's also helping them in their role. He had a pretty good night last week, 162 yards passing. He did have a touchdown pass.
I guess as a senior, like you said, you can't replicate all those games, and it all comes down to experience. I mean, not just the physical experience and getting those plays done, but also the mental experience and understanding the entire offense and where the ball should go and everyone else's assignments. So, that's very beneficial.
Mm-hmm. The recipe for success, Davis, in this game, 68-25 2 years ago. Last year, 48-0, has been running the ball. 350 yards, over 350 yards last year on the ground. Is that something that has to be strong in this one tomorrow? Is the run game for you guys?
Yes, I definitely think so. And with practice, I feel like all of us, we've just been, getting ready, and we just want the positive yards every play.
Yeah, working with your quarterback in Xavier Anderson. His tough mindset, I'm sure you can kind of resonate with that. He's also a linebacker back there going both ways. I'm sure you guys both have to have a pretty good relationship now at this point in the season.
Yeah, Xavier's been my friend since really as long as I can remember. And, it's been fun to have him as my quarterback now at the varsity level. And he's been my quarterback basically my whole life, and linebacker too.
So since that time, how has he really improved, do you think?
I definitely feel like just throwing the ball in general. Mm-hmm. I feel like lately, it's in practice, I've seen him just have some really beautiful throws.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure with that tough wrestler mindset, we've even talked to him, and I saw last week, just, putting a nose down and grinding for those extra yards. I mean, you don't always see that out of the quarterback spot.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I think I've seen Xavier get hurt one time. I mean, every play, it's just he just puts his head down and he fights for the extra yards always. He never gives up.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest challenge tomorrow night will be taking on Jefferson?
Just watching their film and stuff, that running back does look like he's going to be a very good player. Mm-hmm. So it's just containing him and just making sure that, we stop him from breaking big plays.
I saw that a lot last week where, Xavier was able to get kind of around the edge and you guys kind of came in and cleaned up in the middle, that kind of thing. And I saw some really close misses on sacks and stuff. It's like you guys are right there. It's week number 1, kind of feeling things out and getting, where you need to be. So when you look at that, the containment aspect, it's so interesting because everybody's got a job out there, right? Your defensive tackle might be to eat up a gap, and then your ends are to contain and push inside, and then linebackers are supposed to be able to fill those gaps. I mean, when you talk about the responsibilities, how many conversations or how much time in practice kind of spent just kind of learning the X's and O's and where everybody needs to be able to contain on game day?
Yeah, definitely. And, the beginning of the year and before most games, we just go over every play that they're going to run and to see, how we can stop it and just be ready for it when we see the formation.
Mm-hmm. There's been a long line, and we've talked a little bit with Coach about this, a long line of really good linebackers. The Williams brothers were great, and they're up at North Dakota State, and last year Nick Rebick and Seth Smith, and there's a whole host of other guys that I could also mention. It seems like linebacker's a point of pride in the Bobcat program. Do you feel a responsibility to kind of live up to that?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, when last year those guys like the Ace and Nick, I mean, they were really good players.
Yep.
And my freshman year with Gannon, just watching them during practice and just seeing how they go through drills and just like what their mindset is, I feel like that's definitely helped me a lot.
I hear like maybe an NFL guy talks to college guys, or a college guy comes back and talks to his high school teammates. What do you think you learn the most about being able to talk to somebody and pick the brain? Is there like one like for me, I pick the brain of sportscasters, and I'll ask them questions like, how do you prepare for game day? How do you get your charts ready, or how do you learn about a team, that kind of thing? How do you learn from others?
I've asked Nick a couple of times, just like when he's watching film, just like how he looks at the offense and just like how to look for a play and be ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Looking for weaknesses or tendencies?
Yeah,
or both?
weaknesses, tendencies, that type of stuff.
Yeah. It's always interesting learning more about the X's and O's. Final question for you, Coach, before we get out of here. When you talk to your players, because you do film on Monday, is that right?
Yep.
When you do that, how does that go? I mean, is it back and forth? Are you guys kind of laying it out and then players are asking questions, or how does film study go?
Yeah, it's different depending on the week. Typically, we watch offensive film on Mondays during our homeroom period with those that are able to make it, and then we'll watch defensive film right after school. And by doing that, we're able to get smaller groups in there and talk to them more on an individual basis. But this week we had everybody in the team room watching film, and we went back over a couple drives of our previous game, talked about some things that we need to fix, some mistakes we made and all that, and then we jump right into this week's opponent, and we'll show them the fronts that from an offensive standpoint, the fronts that they're going to see on the defensive side, and we'll talk about tendencies and where we believe their weak players are and where their strong players are. So and then we finish up by talking about how we're going to attack it. Then we go out on the field and walk through it.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. It's Cedar Rapids Jefferson hosting your Marshalltown Bobcats coming up tomorrow night at 7:30 here on KFJB-TV. Don't want to forget mentioning last Friday night, the early, what do you call it, the showcase game or the curtain game? Curtain Raiser.
Yep.
That was the freshman team playing, and they got a nice win.
Yes, they did. Played well. Proud of that group, and we look down there. Those kids are working hard, every single day, and our coaches are doing a great job down there too. So, hoping for another big win for them tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Davis, thanks for your time. Good to see you, and thanks for coming on Bobcat Live. All right, Davis Ragland and head coach Adam Goodvin on Bobcat Live. When we come back, we will talk swimming and diving. This is Bobcat Live from Wayward Social. We're on Gutter Point Patio on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Pushed out of the pocket. Barker is chasing him. Can he get to him? Wade throws late over the middle of the field. Is it picked? Do the Bobcats have it? Yeah, they do!
The votes have been tallied and the people have spoken. Central Iowa's home comfort specialist, Honest Heating and Cooling, is honored to have been voted best of the best in HVAC by you and the Times Republican. As a thanks, Honest is offering a 10% off sale, 10% off diagnostics, 10 off tune-ups, 10 off ductwork renovation, 10% off full system upgrades. Offer valid through September. So thanks for voting for Honest Heating and Cooling, where you'll find Amana, America's brand for comfort. Honest.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around Central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family. We want to be there for your first car, we want to be there for your family SUV, and we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Welcome back to Bobcat Live from Wayward Social, Gutter Point Patio. As Angie Nelson, head coach for swimming and diving. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Yeah. You were just explaining to the ladies how you get set up. We want to make a little bit of eye contact, but not too much. You know, we don't want to be staring at the kid. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome back. It's been a while since we've had you on.
It has been a while.
Yeah, probably last October I think we had you on.
Maybe right before state. We swim state the second week of November.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you guys, it's a long season.
It is a long season. So we were talking about that. We start, the 3rd of August with camp. And then we start officially August 7th, and we're still swimming on the 12th of November.
When basketball's getting ready to go.
Yes, and last year we overlapped a week with girls wrestling, and that being new, we have a couple of wrestlers on our team as well. So, so we are on the road, and we are in gear for a long time.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Some of the sports in Marshalltown do have a mix, and I'm trying to think of all the other ones, but swimming and diving is one. As Leslie is from GMG, and you're a senior, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is one of the programs. I think, does boys swimming as well?
Yeah, they've got a couple of students from other schools.
I was trying to think. I don't think cross country or anybody. No.
Tennis is probably another one.
Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Okay. I knew there was at least a couple of programs, just because I know for the smaller schools it gets difficult for the funding aspect and everything. Like I went to Armstrong Ringstead up in Northwest Iowa, so. Wrestling was with Emmetsburg, so that kind of thing. So just kind of makes sense. So what's it like for you to come from GMG? You got to commute over every day, make sure you get on time. A little bit of responsibility, I'm sure, with that.
Yeah, and it's just fun to meet new people, new school.
Yeah. So swimming, or are you a diver?
Swimmer.
Swimmer. Okay. What events do you compete in?
Most of the time, I swim the 50 free and the 100 free.
Okay. Much of a difference when you train for both of those?
Not really.
Not really. Just kind of.
They're both sprints. So.
Yeah. So you're just trying to go as fast as possible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you? How long have you been swimming?
Since I was really little.
as young as you can remember. What's it like to be able to work with her and see her grow?
Oh, it's fantastic. And so we help with the feeder program, too, at the Y in the summertime. Obviously, with contact rules, we don't help in the wintertime. But watching our girls come through that program, we've known them since they were little bitty. And it's really, really neat to watch them develop. And then when they're seniors and they take on this leadership role with the team and they kind of bring everybody into our circle. And just before this, we were talking about how do we train our younger ones to fulfill the spots that you've done. What kinds of things can we use our leadership now to help us create that culture that we want for years going forward? It's pretty satisfying. It's pretty fantastic. So,
do you know any numbers at the real young level of how many you're trying to integrate every year? Or?
Yeah, it changes from year to year, but we always have this core. I'm looking out here, and Leia Hernandez has been one of our swimmers for a long time as well. We've been watching her. We've been waiting, for her to get up into the high school level.
And then that all that work eventually pays off. And then I'm sure the biggest reward is that you don't have to train them on how things operate, right? They already kind of know the style, I'm sure, of either how practice is run or the expectations, right?
Yeah, it really does make a huge difference. So our assistant coach, Leah Barkema, her and I, and then also the boys coach, Ray Delaney, we split the summer up, so we're all three there at different times, and I think that really helps with continuity, and then also summer training and some accountability.
Mm-hmm. Between producer Zach and I, one of us is a certified lifeguard. Who is it? Me or Zach?
I don't know. I would guess Zach.
That's right. Zach is a lifeguard, everybody. So turn around, don't drown, right? Right. That's. And also with us, Kate Jones. How are you?
Good.
Senior at Marshalltown High School.
Yep.
All right. What events do you compete in?
50 and 100 free.
Okay. So same, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So you work together as far as training goes to get you push each other, that kind of thing.
You try.
All right. So who's winning right now? Is it a competition?
Leslie.
She was easy to concede on who's winning that battle. What's it like to be able to coach her and see her growth as well?
Kate's a fantastic athlete, and so we're really glad to have her here as a senior. Again, a lot of leadership there in the Marshalltown senior class. Mm-hmm. We have 5 seniors this year, and Meredith Cotis is the other Marshalltown senior. Am I missing someone? Who am I missing? Oh, yep, the other 2 are West Marshall. So Avery Whitcup and Abby Tollefson are also seniors for us this year. And Kate just has a great way. She drives herself on. And she's overcome a lot of challenges through the last few years. And she is doing a great job of getting stronger every time she's in the water. She's chasing Leslie down the pool, and there's no better way to train than chasing somebody you want to beat.
Mm-hmm. That is for sure.
I mean that in a nice way.
All right, so how's the season going so far?
So far, we've had 2 meets, so we've been in the water for, 3.5 weeks. Last week, we lost a 10-pointer to Des Moines Lincoln. We've got a small squad. We only have 15. And so we've got to do the best with what we've got. We've got some returning state qualifiers. Leslie was a returning state qualifier in the 50 and the 100, and then 2 relays as well. Abby is state runner-up in diving last year. We've got Avery Whitcup was a state qualifier. We had a medley and a 200 free relay qualify last year, as well as Maeve Jansen was our in the 50. So again, we've got some returning state leadership here. We've got some returning state qualifiers that have a bunch of talent. Mm-hmm. We've got some younger kids coming up that can swim pretty fast. So we're just really, I think our dual meet season is going to end up being like where we can put the pieces to score the most points because we don't have a lot of pieces to move around. Mm-hmm. And so like last night we went and we swam at Hoover and we swam Newton, who was going to be competitive, and Hoover probably not so competitive. And so we just kind of moved the pieces around. So Leslie and Kate, who are normally 50-100 swimmers, Leslie swam the 50, but then turned around and swam the 500 for us.
Wow.
And Kate swam the backstroke for us last night. And then did you swim the 100 too? Yeah, and the 100 free. I have memory issues because I'm old. So anyway, and that was great. And here's what I love about these 2 girls is you can do that with them. Mm-hmm. And we've got some other girls on the team. You can kind of move the pieces around a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to try and take our squad and score the most points we can here in the month of September. And then when we get to October, we got to kind of buckle down a little bit and figure out where we can get some kids to swim in the championship.
Mm-hmm. When you kind of lay that out there, what's typically the reaction? You said they can handle it, so
they can handle it. They can do whatever they choose to do. They just have to decide. So if you want to be a champion, if you want to swim at the state meet, you got to get stronger and you got to get faster. Mm-hmm. And if you're a diver, you just got to get cleaner and get a harder list. And so if they decide they want to be successful in that way, these kids can do anything. I'm looking at all these other athletes out here, and it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. If we really start thinking about strength building and using that strength to our abilities and then understanding what it's like to be a team player, you might not always get to swim or dive what you want to. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to do what the coach tells you to do, and just you got to trust him. There's usually a method to the madness.
Yeah, that is for sure. So how fun has it been to maybe branch out and do a few different things?
I mean, it's fun. I like the events that I normally do, but every once in a while it's nice to have something different.
Mm-hmm. Kate, how about for you? To like on the match day for you, you go out there and maybe you're swimming something you hadn't been working on all week, or maybe you worked on it a little bit. What's that like for you?
It's fun to mix things up, but it's also good to stay where we like to swim.
Yeah, sometimes change can be hard, but it's also kind of a necessary evil, I'm sure.
It is, and I think even more so with a smaller squad, but I think there's a couple of good things. It's a change in perspective. Mm-hmm. It's a change in expectation. And then it's just a kind of a refresh. So if you're a little frustrated or if you're a little disappointed in what you've done, it's kind of a nice refresh to do something different and then go back to it. It's kind of like a fresh lens.
How's the diving side doing?
Good. We've got a couple of returning state qualifiers. Kate Hauser sitting out here in the crowd today. She's a returning state qualifier from our team last year. And then Abby Tollefson's not able to be here tonight, but she's our returning state runner-up.
You know, you talk about lower numbers 15, but almost everybody you mentioned has that state ability. I'm sure that's a little peace of mind for you at the end of the day, even if you don't have huge numbers.
Yeah, I think that state competition and just that region, we have a regional qualifying process that you have to go through. There's a cut time, but there's no cut score for diving. But I think all of these girls who have swam at state, Kate's been at the state meet before, I think just having that experience in that high-pressure situation when we go into the regional meet is really helpful. I remember as freshmen, and you go in there and you're kind of timid and you're a little scared, and being able to have that experience on your belt and knowing how to handle that feeling is a huge bump for us.
Final question for you. Next home meet that people can come out to.
Yeah, we swim on the 5th, which is next Tuesday. We swim Des Moines East at home.
Okay, awesome. Look forward to it, and keep up the good work. Diving works separate, though, right? You talked about working with the young swimmers, working with the young divers. Is that different?
Yeah, it's a little different. We don't have the opportunity with the feeder program here. We have a few classes here and there, but our high-level girls, they're going elsewhere for that training in the summertime.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So I lied. I had another
That's okay. Do you have another question for them? Because they really want to talk.
Okay. Ladies, thanks so much for being on. Best of luck the rest of the season. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to? Your teammates? No? No shout. That was my big thing back in the day when I was in high school. I was like, I wanted to give a shout-out to everybody. No? No? All right. I won't put you on the spot. I didn't know if there was some GMG folks you wanted to say hi to. So.
Nope.
Oh. And thanks so much for coming on. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right. Angie Nelson with us here tonight at Bobcat Live. We're at Wayward Social and Gutter Point Patio on KFJB-TV.
How can you help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time? By ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sauteed onions, and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com. Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
Like to work with your hands? Enjoy the satisfaction of building something that lasts and knowing you played a part in it. If so, Marshalltown Community College's construction program might be just right for you. This hands-on program is great training for a real-world job. Call or stop in to Marshalltown Community College to learn more. Fall term classes start August 28th.
Hey, welcome back to Bobcat Live. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button at youtube.com/@KFJB-TV. You can watch it on your big screen at home and get upcoming game alerts like tomorrow night. It is football. Chad, you going to be watching?
We will be watching.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Appreciate the support. You know, looking for a victory in week number 2.
Let's go get them.
Let's go get them. You got a score prediction?
Stay away from that.
That's probably not a bad idea. James Johnson also with us. How are you?
I'm good.
And Dad gave you enough money to get supper tonight, I hear.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's good. You got support with the folks, so we know that you got a meal in you. Which I'm sure you might be hungry. Did you have practice?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're probably getting pretty hungry then.
Yeah, I was.
All right. How many miles did you put on today? Or mile or a couple or?
I think it was like 6.
6 miles.
But it was faster than me. It was a tempo run, so.
Okay. Because that makes it that much better.
Yeah.
I am not my personal. Did you run today?
I biked. Him.
Okay. All right.
Cheered for my bike.
How's the season going so far? I know you're over in Ames at Iowa State on Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Monday night.
We ran really well. You look at the team scores, and we were 11th. All 11 teams. There were 12 teams. 11 of them were ranked in the top 20 in 4A. We were the one team that wasn't, but it was great competition. We ran about 2 minutes faster per guy than last year.
Oh wow!
Tribute to the work that these guys did over the summer. They just did a tremendous job this summer, and they came out flying against a tough field. I mean, it was a who's who of Central Iowa, I was proud of the fact that they didn't back down. They stuck their nose right up in there and raced with them. And honestly, there's probably half those teams that just were one guy better than us.
Really?
Had a guy in the top 10 where we were at, didn't have a guy in the top 10, and that's pretty much all that it was deciding between them and us. So it was a great first meet. Super proud. We averaged 17:10 as a team. Last year at that meet, we averaged 20 flat as a team on varsity. So they started off really good and have some momentum to carry forward.
Another year of experience, you think, paying off for maybe some of your younger runners, or?
Yeah. James is we have 3 seniors on varsity and a junior and then underclassmen.
Okay.
And so some of it was the experience, but a lot of it was the work that they did over the summer. This group bought into training. We had a group that put in over 300 miles over the summer in 10 weeks. Another group that got over 250. And so they came in ready to go, and that means that we were able to adjust the training early in the season. And training-wise, we're way ahead of weeks ahead of where we normally would be just because of their commitment to the summer running program.
So, obviously August and stuff, you can start working as a team, but how much were you working June, July, that kind of thing? Were you working?
Yeah. So I never really got to run with the team this summer because I worked and I was out of town a lot babysitting my brothers. So I had to do a lot of that running on my own, which kind of sucked. But when I got to run with the team, it was fun.
Yeah. I'm sure running with the team, it's that, when you're running by yourself, it's a little bit of fight in your mind. But when you're running with a team, you're kind of competing and able to have that element, right?
Yeah, I don't know. We push each other. That we all run together all season, all in the off season, no matter what workout we're doing. Me, John, and Preston, we're always together. And if you're starting to fall off, what I think is I run with them all the time. I know I can stay with them. So.
Yeah, that's it's just a unique aspect of that team-oriented running, but also, everybody, in a meet, you've got your own times that you're trying to work on. So it's not only competing against others, but kind of competing against yourself. Is that right? I mean, that's the end goal, right? Is that you want to see your time improve each meet.
Yeah, I don't take time as seriously as I used to. Now I kind of think of it as pushing myself and the team to gain the spots. I used to think of cross country as more time-oriented. Now I think of it as place and the score you get, because you want a lower score, and that's what I'm focused on doing more than my time. Because if I lower our score, if I'm passing guys constantly, my time is going to go down too. So.
Yeah, it kind of works hand in hand, I'm sure. So that philosophy, I guess, what is your philosophy? Kind of jiving with that?
He nailed it. I've always told him, that we do get caught up in times, but times are relative, can depend on the course. Ames has a super fast course, wide curves, lots of long straightaways. You can carry your momentum. It's a super fast course. Our course, much more narrow, more turns. You're going to run slower there. But so we focus on places, and he's absolutely right. You know, I always tell him the guys up front don't complain about their times. You know, 'cause if you're running to win, you're gonna run a fast time. And and they've just done a great job of working together. They're great friends. They're happy for each other. If somebody else drops time and they don't, or somebody else beats them, there's no hanging heads. It's really a great team concept this year, and it's literally it started the day after the track season for them, and they've just carried it all summer and into this August. It's pretty exciting right now.
So how's numbers this season for you?
We have about 34, which is the largest group we've had in a long time.
Wow.
Nice mixture of upperclassmen, underclassmen. It's a really good group.
Mm-hmm. What aspect can you bring, like as a senior, to maybe showing the younger guys on the squad, that leadership role? What's important to you about that?
I mean, a lot of them look up to me, even though myself, this is only my second year of high school cross country. I ran in middle school, but like I don't even have that much experience. I do a lot of watching cross country. I feel like I'm one of the only people who actually, I'll watch a whole 30-minute race of the college races. I really enjoy like looking at stats and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about that stuff.
So who are you watching? Cross country. Where do you watch cross country? I don't think I've ever seen that on TV.
So I haven't watched any live, obviously, because the season's about to start.
Mm-hmm.
But I've probably watched both boys and girls races, all the championships from like the past 10 years.
Okay.
And so like I can't even
the NCAA championships.
Yeah, and I've watched like the D2, D3. So like I watched Warburg last year. They did really well.
Yeah.
I like watching them too.
So what do you think makes a really good cross country runner? I mean, just a strong mental?
Yeah, I think that's the majority of it, because if you have a strong mind in cross country, that goes farther than natural talent, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'd be talking to myself, I don't know if we're feeling the rest of this.
You have to be able to deal with discomfort.
Oh, for sure.
If you're running fast, it's guaranteed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to deal with that. And usually the reward is when you have a performance like you did on Monday.
Yeah.
And you get done and you look at that place, your place, and you look at your watch. That discomfort goes away real quick.
Oh, I'm sure.
If you've done your job, it fades real fast, and you recover pretty fast. So that's, you have to be able to deal with discomfort, and James is really good at that.
And I'm sure that discomfort in practice, the more you experience of that, it just makes it easier on the meet day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what's coming up next on the schedule for you?
We're off until next Thursday, where we host the Bobcat, which is one of the premier cross-country races in the state. 24 teams on the boys' side. I haven't currently looked, but usually there's about 15 of them that are ranked. It's Eastern Iowa comes over to meet Central Iowa. Everybody flexes their muscles, and then they go their separate ways until they see each other at state. So it's a fantastic opportunity to see some of the top high school runners in the state of Iowa. We're very proud and fortunate to host it out at MCC. We put on a great show. Can be as many as 15 college coaches there recruiting. It's just a fantastic event, and it's great for our community and really showcases Marshalltown.
I guess I don't know. What's the best, I know you mentioned Warburg, but what's the best cross-country team in the state of Iowa?
Division One?
Division One, yeah.
Iowa State right now.
Yeah. Iowa State, okay. I've heard so much, and I know they have their own really nice course over there, so I figured they probably had to be.
They're one of the top programs in the nation right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
They get a lot of guys from outside of the country too, and that really helps them. They're really good every year. So,
but Iowa is no slouch.
Yeah.
They'll be favored in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
UNI is one of the top in the Valley. So they're all three of those Division One schools are good.
Yeah.
Wartburg's one of the top in the country at Division Three. Central is always up there. So we have cross country is well represented in the state of Iowa.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Chad, thanks so much for the time tonight. Appreciate you guys coming on. James, best of luck rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thanks
You're welcome. Cross country for the boys. Hope we talked about that with the girls last week. Is that, how do you go out and cheer at cross country? But it means a lot, just having people out there. I'm sure, parents or family members or friends out there kind of cheering. I mean, I'm sure that helps with the mental game too, right?
It is spectator participation.
Yeah.
You probably should stretch before you attend because there are no bleachers.
That is for sure. Hey, thanks again, Chad Pietig, as well as James Johnson on Bobcat Live with us. When we come back, we will wrap things up. We'll talk boys golf. They've been off to a really hot start. This is Bobcat Live from Wayward Social on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress has your mattress. Every firmness, comfort, and support level, each at a great price. Make the investment today for a good night's sleep for years to come. McGregor's also has quality furniture for every room in your home. Beautiful, comfortable sofas, recliners, dinette sets, and office furniture to help you work and relax in comfort and style. McGregor's Furniture is proud to bring you quality furniture and great service, and they are proud to support Bobcat Athletics. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
There's nothing like enjoying a bicycle ride on Lynn Creek Trail. The ride gets even better when you take a break at Wandering Creek Golf Club. No, not to golf, but to enjoy your favorite cold beverage. Wandering Creek Golf Club in Marshalltown is known for its premier golf course and its 2 full-swing simulators. But did you know it's right off the bike trail next to Grimes Farm? It's the perfect place to stop to relax under the pergola and enjoy a drink with friends. Travel the trails of Marshall County, but make Wandering Creek your destination.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Back in on Bobcat Live from Wayward Social. Hey, by the way, if you are in band, choir, theater, Bobcat athletes, extracurricular activities, just show your card when you come out to Bobcat Live. Get a discount on your food out here. So thanks so much for the support on Bobcat Live. And I've been looking forward to this one because you guys have been off to a hot start. Lucas Johnson, Ryan Schmit. On Bobcat Live with us. Congrats on the solid start this season. It's been a good one so far. You've had what, about 4 or 5?
Five meets so far.
Okay.
Yep, we've had a nice start. Ryan here has led us to a lot of great performances, and guys are working hard and guys are competing.
Yeah, you started all the way back on like August 7th or 8th or something, wasn't it?
Yep, we like to get going right away. August 10th was our first competition. Our first practice was on August 7th. And so we take advantage of those early days where we can play 18 holes in the summer. Guys are coming off of their competitive seasons in the Iowa PGA events and throughout the state and even throughout the country. Some of our guys get out and play a lot. So
that's awesome. Zach, let's go back to the crowd shot because we got a table of golfers over here, don't we?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's run down the I know, Carter, we see you. All right, we see that you want to be on He's not golfing.
He is.
He is? Okay, but he's still working on the basketball shot.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so who do we got over here?
So we got, I'll start with our varsity guys. We got Brecken Payne, senior. We got Eli Polly over there. We got Ty Faltis. We got Adam Boone. We got one of our middle schoolers who's coming up as an 8th grader, Corbin.
Corbin,
So,
it's your big TV
this is
debut.
his debut over there. He's been working hard with us too. So
that's awesome.
A nice squad over there.
That's awesome. That is really cool. We had
And
some
then,
swimmers out here as
then
well.
Carter,
So we love
yeah,
to see
I
it.
won't forget Carter.
Okay. Yeah.
He's been playing well.
Yeah, it's great to see the swimmers and golfers, and we're still hanging on to cross country out here with Chad and the crew. So great deal. We love to see everybody out here at Bobcat Live. All right, so off to a hot start. Where do you think your game has improved the most, though, from last year when we talked about going to state?
I'd say it's really being able to finish out rounds. Last year I'd get off to a lot of hot starts and not really be able to close it out, but I think just staying in there mentally has really helped me finish out my rounds, basically.
Do you have an estimate on how many rounds you played this summer? More than me, probably. I've only played like maybe 10 rounds.
How many days are in the summer? Around there.
Yeah, let's go like 90, I guess, maybe.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there days that you go out and you're like, nope, just working on the short game today? Or is every day you're going out and playing a full round trying to work on everything collectively?
I've kind of found that what helps me get the best is actually going out there and playing, put myself in real situations, because you can hit all the balls in the world, but you won't ever be in a real situation on the golf course doing that. So I think it's really just getting that experience.
See, that's with my wife. She's got her own clubs now and everything. And she's like, we need to go to the driving range. I'm like, we just need to play. You just need to get those reps in.
Yep.
So, hey, if Ryan Schmit can do it, you can do it. I don't think she's buying in. Anyway, Lucas, a lot of leadership. You talked about it, over the past few years with your golfers. And Ryan was a leader last year. But as a senior, how's he been able to lead even more this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan was an easy choice to be a captain again this year for us, coming off of top 15 finish at the state tournament. Throughout our lineup, we have that upperclassman leadership and guys who've had that experience. We're fortunate to be able to bring back 5 guys who played at the varsity level last year. And so this year is just a continuation of kind of where we left off last year. We were 7 shots away from the state tournament at the district meet. And our guys are continuing to compete, and so that's really what it's going to take here on out. And we have 6-7 meets left, and that's going to be that determining factor, is how those guys grind out rounds. We've talked a lot this season about eliminating the big number. Like Ryan talked about, we have really good stretches, and then we'll have that one errant shot or that one kind of lax decision that we make that causes us to have two, three shots. So
that was
what
me.
we're focusing on.
That was me this summer. I shoot a 91 and then shoot an 82 and then right back to a 91.
That consistency is so
that's,
important.
That's the toughest thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I've really improved on too. Just my consistency overall, keeping the, like at Mason City, I didn't really have my game, but I kept the score respectable. I think last year that number would have crept up a little higher.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we talked about it with the cross country and stuff too. The mental side of golf is like, you take a snowman on a hole, and how do you bounce back?
Absolutely. We always talk about the fact that the most important shot in golf is the one after the bad shot, because everybody's going to have those bad shots. But how do you recover and make it a bogey and not a triple bogey?
I've watched, golf over the years. You see players like Vijay Singh, who's, tall and lanky. You've got John Daly, who's he's not the most fit golfer in the world. And then you have Tiger, who's completely fit like Ryan. You're a very golf, you get it all, though. Yeah. You really do.
Absolutely. You look at our rosters over the years, we go from Nate Vance, who was not all that much taller than some of our middle schoolers that are out there, and then we have Luke Apple, who's playing Division I college basketball and 6'8". So it's really about just competing, and we like athletes for sure. We'll recruit our athletes, but any body type can be a good golfer as long as they put in the time and the effort.
Has this been a challenging year with how dry it's been out there on the course? I mean, I'm sure a lot of courses are playing pretty fast right now.
But once it comes fall time, it always kind of dries out. So it kind of helps us prepare for other courses, because Elmwood actually got an irrigation system. So it's actually getting a lot more water than it usually has.
Okay.
So, it's definitely a challenge, but it's not something that we haven't seen before.
As you look down the road at the calendar, still big matches to play. As is what's the focus, I guess, right now for your team as you kind of prepare for the long haul here?
Yeah, we're heading into the phase of the season where we'll play a lot of invitationals now and really see how we stack up against some of the top schools in the state. We were fortunate to be able to head over to southeastern Iowa, play at Glens Creek against the 17-team field. And a lot of those teams are going to be state qualifiers. We were in the mix. We finished 12th out of 17, but we were only like 8 shots out of the top 5.
Okay.
So we know that we can compete, and that's really going to be the focus here on out, is finding that 2-3 shots per guy per round to be able to take that next step forward.
You talked last year about like learning from guys like Grant Griesel and stuff in the past. So what's it like to be in that position now where guys are learning from you?
It feels really good. I just try my best to give the best impression on the younger guys, be a good role model for them because they'll be captains coming up, and then they'll want to do the same thing that I do. So I just try my best to be the best leader, have the best attitude out there.
Yeah. What do you? Who on the team has impressed you so far that maybe has stood out that is really, making a little bit of a name for himself?
I think it's point guard over there, Carter Giannetto. First year playing golf. Broke 100 for the first time in our second meet, and then now his best round's at 94. So he's just improving.
Wow,
constantly.
that's awesome.
And we played when we were about 12 years old.
Okay.
And then we took a little break, and I'm just happy to see him back at it again.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, just keep at it, man. Work on the short game. That's where they really add up, is on the green.
His short game is great.
Okay, all right.
It's great.
Then the rest is fixable. If you can't putt, there's it gets to be tough. By the way, you mentioned that you were going to take me out to Elmwood sometime, so we need to do that.
It's looking great.
They're
in the middle of the back 9 bunker renovation. We had some guys out there that were even helping lay some sod down before school started. So the course is looking great. We're really excited to be able to host the Joe August there again for the first time in a couple of years on September 14th. That'll be our next home meet. And the course is playing great. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I could talk golf all day, but I suppose we better bring an end to it, all right? Best of luck rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank
all
you
right.
for having me.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Lucas Johnson, Ryan Schmit, give it up, everybody. Thanks so much for everybody coming out tonight. Appreciate it a bunch. We'll talk to you next Thursday from Wayward Social. And also, tomorrow night, it is Bobcat football on the road at Jefferson from Kingston Stadium. Pregame at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7:30. As you can watch that one right here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis for Zach Tomash, our producer. You've been watching Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV.